Payday. Payday.
Payday. Get to it.
Payday's here and the check is in the mail.
Off embalming fluid. I only drink 151 from passion. No Chris.
What's the matter with you?
I'm going to tell you what's the matter with me. Or maybe I won't. Maybe there's absolutely nothing the matter with me. And it's a regular day, regular routine, a regular Monday night, a regular episode of the gig. Maybe it's a less than a regular episode of the gig. We are no longer going to refer to ourselves as a podcast if said fourth podcast refers to itself at all going forwards.
I see what you're saying.
This could be the final episode in a long stream of episodes.
A very long stream of episodes.
Or it could just be the calm before the storm.
Right, this is the pause before we go down our new path and start doing crime podcasts, since they're the hot topic these days.
That is true.
Murder podcasts.
You kill it with a true crime podcast.
Boy, do you.
Deuces.
I was thinking we could do one like that, right? But like only stay within maybe like the hip hop community and would be true grime podcasts. And I think
true
we got
grime.
I think we got something.
You might have. Why are you telling me this on air now?
Because I need people to send me the stories, like what stories should we cover, and then we'll break it down and figure it all out.
Yeah.
No, God bless.
Deuces Coco's in the building, and you know...
He's a good man, actually.
And you also know that good man is going to be talking about sports.
Of course, it's Red October, son.
Because the Birds are 4-0.
Bird gang.
Where's my button? My prediction for the Birds season is that we're going to go undefeated...
Okay.
For, let's say, probably the first 9 to 10 weeks.
All right. 10-0. All right.
10-0. And then we're going to go on a real sour streak at the end of the season there.
It's going to turn. Okay.
Maybe we wind up probably 11-5.
That's not a real sour streak.
No,
also,
no.
there's 17
But
games
I'm
in the
telling you
season
what,
now, so you're going to either have to give me 11-6 or 12-5.
We're going to wind up 11-6. We just squeak ourselves into the wild card spot.
Oh, okay.
And then it's anybody's guess what happens in the playoffs.
All right. I mean, they're working against a ton of perceived jinxes to get even to what you're describing, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Cousin E says, I'm telling you, what did I tell you? Last season they were good.
Right.
I told you they were good. They made the Super Bowl. I'm telling you this season they're good. And I said, yeah, but they're still going to break your heart.
Well, yeah, I mean that's their job.
Even if they win the Super Bowl,
it'll be under some kind of they win the Super Bowl and then they can't afford to keep the players. So next year we're 0-17.
They win the Super Bowl and then they can't. They decide they're not going to have a parade because of a outbreak of a virus or something. You know what I mean? It's how it's going to be. I guess the Phils are rocking and rolling too.
That's Red October.
I don't know.
They got it. Well, that's why it's Red October because the Phillies wear red. so they got into the playoffs.
Okay, I knew that.
They actually locked that up a couple of days
weeks ago,
But
yeah.
playoffs start I think tomorrow night for them.
Okay. Well, I mean, good luck, Phils.
Sure.
Anyway, in case you're wondering, that's Turner. I'm Scooch. We're here every Monday night, but we won't be. Here's the thing that's happening. In case you haven't been following along with the saga of the Gigsman, I am well into a real estate deal that is about to go south, and if it doesn't, then I will be going south.
There you go.
We have a pod sitting on my front porch, on my driveway. However, now the buyers are trying every angle they can to back out of the deal, it appears. But, I mean, they look like they wore masks every day, come from Fishtown, and probably own a dog cake bakery. So this is the kind of people that
Dogs got to enjoy life, too.
I'm not mad at a dog cake, but I think your dog would probably prefer a regular cake. In all honesty, if you're really going to party and celebrate your birthday with your dog,
get it for real.
Give the dog a goddamn cannoli cake.
There you go.
An
cannoli
Italian
icing,
rum or
but just
something.
no chocolate.
Yeah, that's all. Or you live on the edge, you give them a little bit of chocolate. See where that line is.
That's how I feel about it. Like today we just start with like a Hershey Kiss and then maybe we work our way up to a whole bar, or maybe we don't get there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Let's find out. Let's build up the tolerance.
So, we have many things on the docket this evening. Very few of them have to do with the fact that this is the last episode for a long time.
For at least 2023.
Yeah. If we get lucky, maybe we come back in December. But there's going to be a whole lot of... This is a big jump, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you might say to yourself, on the fringes of society...
Which is where you exist.
Where I exist currently, there's two types of men who live in that same fringe.
Okay.
The Florida man and the Jersey kid.
Okay.
Right? They're both fringe society members. So
I see that.
I am Jersey kid, and even though we are both in the fringes, there is quite a bit of changes in my life that have to happen in order for me to fully transform into Florida man. Guess who? Oh, Jimmy from Philly. What's up, buddy? In order to change into full-fledged Florida man, there's a couple things I have going on that I think are there, and a couple things that I have to really work hard on. Ideally, I start living my life at minimum in slides without socks. I have to start maybe possibly living with my toes out. And this is a major moral that I live by. Men, keep your toes away.
How major does it become once the area that you live in is perpetually 80 degrees or hotter?
To me, right now, my moral compass tells me that it doesn't matter.
Okay.
But I'm going to be Florida man.
I think
things may switch.
I first of all, I would like to just wind back just a tad here.
Please do.
And I get kind of what you're saying, but I don't think you understand the scope of Florida man. Florida man isn't analogous to Jersey kid. Jersey kid is a rapscallion who's figured out his way in the streets and can hustle and can figure things out on their own.
Yeah.
Florida guy eats bath salts and chews your face off at a red light.
This is what I'm saying. We're both fringes of society.
Well, no, I got that part. But I feel like you shouldn't really be trying to lean into being Florida man. It doesn't end well.
Real quick, Royal Sass is in the building.
Phew.
He's a good man, actually.
I don't know. Did I ever tell you about Royal Sass?
I don't believe you have.
Royal Sass is one of the realists. Hands down. He is... I would give you his government, but I only know half of it. We're going to keep it at Royal Sass.
If he wanted you to know it, he would have logged in with it.
Actually, matter of fact, I think I do know his full government. If his government is the name that he is telling us is his government.
Even that's a pseudonym.
Royal Sass, if you've known Royal Sass for more than, well, at this point, we'd probably call it more than 15 years or maybe close to 2 decades.
All right.
You know him as Boop.
Boop?
Yeah.
Like women's breasts?
I guess.
Okay.
That's what Face and Twiz called them.
Well, if that's what they call them.
Yeah, Face and Twiz knew him from a long time. So Twiz, I was locked up with. Maybe we are or maybe we are not familiar with the story of Twiz.
Okay.
We were locked up in Trenton together, He was from Philly. I'm from Philly. I had the Philly style.
You're Philly adjacent. Yeah.
He was like, yo, you from the city? So apparently I had a Philly-esque way about me. But it's easy to spot a cat who's not from Trenton when you're in Trenton because they're all such goons of a certain caliber.
Right. Write that down real quick. I don't want to break up this whole flow. Things that demonstrate you're from the Northeast.
Okay.
We'll come back to it if we have time.
Things from NE. Yeah, there's a lot to be touched on Florida, man. But if Royal Sass steps in the building, when the OGs step in the building, you address the OGs.
There's only one way to do that.
So I'm doing a little stretch with Twiz,
right?
Who we also called N-word Ant.
Okay.
Which now obviously that's politically incorrect.
It was a different time
but
back then.
You know, we were in the streets. It was a different thing. It was all right.
Braves.
Yeah. So me and Ant got tight because we were both not Trenton Bulls.
Okay.
Now, also in that stretch, I'm going to keep going and tell you how I know Royal Sass. But in that stretch that I was doing with Ant, I kind of stuck to myself. I kicked it with Ant. That was my man. Me and him are still tight. I love that dude. I've seen him, and he's doing what he's doing.
Right, he's doing his thing.
He's out there doing Twiz stuff, but I still love him the same. I can't be out there doing Twiz things with Twiz no more.
Understandable.
But I stayed mostly to myself. They're 8-man bunks.
Okay.
Right? I posted on the bunk. I did a lot of reading that bit. Because I was so depressed. I was like 26 at the time. And I felt to myself, I was like, I am so depressed and such a loser that I am still getting locked up. And I'm looking around. The kids are 18, 19-year-old bloods from Trenton.
Right.
Wild. Looking to punch anybody's head off their shoulders for any type of reason.
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to stay out the mix. I'm going to eat my honey buns. I'm going to read these books. I read a lot of books that transported me to different places.
Okay.
My favorite book at the time was basically the Italian adjacent version of a Martha Stewart book.
Were you Under the Tuscan Sun?
Yeah, it might have been called that. Is that a thing?
I know that's a book and then a movie.
It was like a broad who lived in the Italian countryside, and she was like talking about how she like bought pottery in the village, and
she just life wasn't working out here in the States, so she moved out there to start from scratch. She built a whole new life for us.
That sounds about right. It may have been that book. It may have been Under the Tuscan Sun. Phenomenal book. At least when you're locked up.
Sure.
Because as we've said many a times, I love a story where the location is a main character.
Right.
And the main character was Tuscany in that book, so it was good.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a lot of riffraff and there's a lot of in the mix happening inside of my bunk. Sometimes I partake because all the 8 dudes in my bunk were all cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's other guys coming in from out of the tier and they're in the mix and things are going on. They're smoking K2. I did that once. Wasn't into it so much.
All right.
I'll try anything once.
Of course. That's how you know you're not gay now.
And I'll try anything once.
Right.
And they're rolling dice They rolled dice on a lot of nights.
Okay.
And I'm not a gambling man. I never really have been.
You don't strike me as a gambler.
Nah, once I get my money, I'm going to keep my money.
Right.
I'm keeping all these shekels.
Right.
One night I was feeling frisky.
All right.
So there's a big brother in there, big dark-skinned brother, he was an older cat and a tough dude. Not a dude that you would want to mix it up with, right?
Okay.
Real stocky, just built for demolition type of bull.
I understand.
And it was very apparent that whether he's on the streets or in jail, he has a gambling addiction.
Okay.
So he's shooting dice. He's trying to win cigarettes. We're shooting dice with cool cigarettes. And I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling frisky. Let me pick up the dice.
Let me throw down.
Bro, I started rolling them, and my hand was so fire that night that I lost none of my cigarettes before winning a pack and a half off of this dude.
What were you shooting? Craps?
I think they were playing CeeLo up there, which I don't love CeeLo.
Right.
To me, that's kind of like CeeLo feels like a beginner's dice game.
It's like Yahtzee.
Yeah. Like craps is a man's dice game.
Right.
They had rap concerts in my cell. Jimmy from Philly said, "Yep, they had rap concerts in my cell too."
All right.
Sometimes I was the guy singing them. Yeah, sometimes I was the guy singing the rap concerts. Anyway, rap concerts brings me to. I start linking up with Twiz out in South Philly.
All right.
I came home and I had books and books and books full of raps.
Okay.
And this is when I came home, I started thinking to myself, like, I'm entertaining guys with this rap stuff. I started doing, like, whatever I could to... And anybody who would listen, who was a hip-hop head...
Was going to hear it.
I'll sing a rap song to you if you want to hear it.
Right.
That brought in the OG Raw Sass.
Okay.
Who was friends with Twiz and Face and had a camera and was the first guy to put together the Sean Cove episode, or the Sean Cove, whatever he called it, of the Random Show.
Is this you out in the park? Is that this one?
No.
Okay.
This is before that. That was the South Jersey Cypher. Okay. Before that, the first time that I appeared on the internet singing rap songs was on Raw Sass's YouTube page, because he was doing the Random Show. Bung. That's what it is. Anyway, what's up, Raw Sass? One more time for him.
He's a good man, actually.
Let's see what this does. Let's see if this has to do with Raw Sass.
I used to wild off and bombing fluid.
I did. Where were we at before I went into that tangent? Florida Man.
We were talking about your transition to being Florida Man.
Yeah, I understand that Florida Man is taking bath salts and eating your face off.
Yeah,
I'm just saying we're both fringe of society characters.
I hear you on that.
I don't know that I'm against taking bath salts. I haven't done it enough times to really make a solid decision on it.
Well, you said you only need to try it once.
I think bath salts I have to maybe do a few times.
Get a feel for it.
Yeah.
Plus, you're in a different atmosphere. The landscape is different. Maybe it hits you differently.
I think they were selling bath salts in North Philly for a while. I think I did do bath salts.
Oh, there you go.
Before I put an end to the madness.
Right.
Here's how I know that I did bath salts. They used to sell nickel bags of cocaine.
Okay.
Now, those nickel bags of cocaine were very small. There was minimal powder inside of those things.
Sure.
And then one week, all of a sudden, it changed over, and those tiny little powdered bags turned into these jumbo bags that looked like $25 bags of fucking cocaine.
They got fattened up.
They got huge. And I'm like, well, this is not cocaine, because should it be coke, we would be getting way less of it.
Okay.
It had a very similar effect, but a little bit different. And then guys were like, oh, that's that bath salts. And I'm like, this can't be bath salts. But maybe it was bath salts. And it was bath salts.
Yeah.
It was definitely bath salts.
Is that snort, smoke? How do you get that in your
doesn't
body?
matter, dude.
I'm asking you.
I know. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't matter.
It's
I'm trying to...
It's not important right now.
Yeah, I've thought to myself, I was very forward for many years with the dumb things that I did.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to reel back from...
No, now's the time to raise the torch and let people know.
I stuck a spike in my arm.
There you go.
All right. But that's been a long time since that was the scenario.
But now you have a story to tell why you shouldn't stick a spike in your arm.
Because then you're going to be doing bath salts.
Right.
Yeah.
Cove did things so you don't have to.
Very true. So I do, when the weather's above, let's say 75,
okay,
I do not wear a shirt. Very Florida man.
Right. Or at the very least, you're not going to have sleeves. At a max, you're going to be out there in a wife beater.
Yeah. Wife beater maximum.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing a sleeveless T-shirt.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant the tank top.
I can't do a sleeveless T-shirt. No. I'm not a Metallica fan, dude.
Understood.
Although I could go that route. I could put a sleeve. Listen, I could put a sleeveless Metallica tee on and just be ripping around on my two-stroke in the streets of Florida.
Yeah.
Grow my hair out a little bit, let it flap behind me.
Get the mullet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little Florida manish too.
I could be that guy.
I figured you'd go with like the tank top and the snack back, get the whole like Marky Mark look going down there.
I just sent away the mold for my grills.
Oh, okay.
Because Florida, you have to have gold grills.
How else are they going to know you're doing good for yourself?
Every middle-aged white contractor in Florida, I assume, has grills, and half of them have, like, Haitian-looking dreads, like the dirty dreads, like the ones where there's one big one on the top and, like, 3 on this side and 2 on that side. I'm working on growing them out. Actually, it's all a part of my my channel, European Seasickness.
Right.
Which, if you are unfamiliar, I have a TikTok channel where white people get waves. It's called European Seasickness. Sleeveless T-shirts are worse than the hoodie with shorts and Crocs. Yeah, this is like part of the transition
issue. Attacking me, but
well, yeah, of course. This is part of the transition issue. I don't think that I will ever be able to, because of the morals and values that are so deeply ingrained in me, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to wear Crocs. But it's a very Florida man thing to do.
I feel like it would just take like the right pair with the right look. You know what I mean? Hey, I guarantee you Ralph tomorrow comes out with a Croc. You're paying attention.
I might disown Ralph.
It's going to be blue with the white sole with a red stripe, and you're going to be like, all right, it doesn't even look like a Croc, so I'm going to throw it on.
I don't think I could do it. It's got to look like a Croc. It's a Croc. I don't know if you know, Ralph has been fucking up.
Uh-oh.
We've already discussed that the quality of Ralph's T-shirts have went down.
Okay.
And I'll do this right now, dude. I'll come out live on air and show you this.
Oh, my goodness. What is that?
Oh, there it is.
That tag under there?
You see that?
What am I looking at? Oh, Lacoste?
I quit Ralph.
I want to thank everybody for joining the show tonight.
I quit Ralph in favor of a Lacoste T-shirt. The T-shirts are better than what Ralph's doing, but they're not quite what Ralph was doing.
Okay.
I haven't found ones that are equal.
They're not prime Ralph, but they're better than current Ralph.
Yeah, they're not stretch slim fit Ralph T-shirts. But look, I would be more open to a pair of Hey Dudes. Can you get a pair of Hey Dudes on the screen for the boys who don't know what the Hey Dudes are? Now, you're never, I'm here in New Jersey, being Jersey kid, you're probably never going to catch me dead in a pair of Hey Dudes.
You know, it's funny that you say that, because, let me get it up on the screen. Hold on a second. Because in all reality, last week we talked about you wanting to own Wallabies.
Yeah.
And if we take the Hey Dude sticker off of those,
they look very Wallaby-esque.
Pretty much the frame of the Wallabies. Get the screen. There we go.
I'm not. It's not. It's not about the. It's not about the look of the Hey Dudes.
All right. What is it?
And it's for sure not about the feel of the Hey Dudes.
Okay.
Because I did put a Hey Dude on my foot. There's the Hey Dudes in the corner of the screen.
Yeah.
I did put a Hey Dude on my foot to see what the hype was about.
Yeah.
It's more about the image that's associated with the Hey Dude and the fact that it's a sneaker called the Hey Dude. I'm going to have a tough time putting on a pair. Hey, dude, are those Hey Dudes?
Just in case somebody asks you what you're wearing.
What are those?
We're a pair of Hey Dudes.
Hey, dude. No, what? You know what I mean? Hey, dude. What? Who? Who you talking to? It's a comfortable shoe.
You know what? I'll tell you what. I think the end game here, when you talk about transitioning to Florida man, what you're going to realize is that at the bottom, at the core of it all is, I just don't give a shit about anything.
Yeah.
In which case, now you can wear your Hey Dudes and now you can wear your Crocs, because who cares?
It's very possible. Because I'll tell you this. One, if Ralph came out with a pair of Hey Dudes that felt the same as Hey Dudes,
you'd be on it.
I'd probably wear them.
Right.
Because it's a comfortable ass shoe.
It's just about the right person showing you the way.
Yeah. Secondarily, a year ago, is that a problem?
Nope.
Okay. A year ago, I would have told you the idea of not caring about what you're wearing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would have shunned you for that. I'm the freshest kid out here. You know this. I got the 10 fresh commandments.
You're the freshest kid out here as a Jersey boy.
Jersey kid, yeah.
Not as a Florida man.
I mean, it's easier to be the freshest kid in Florida.
Well, yeah.
All you got to do is take 2 showers a day.
Because it's a lower bar.
Yeah.
Right. Well, this is my point. But but Florida man is under that bar.
Yeah.
So you're trying to transition Florida man to Jersey, or you're trying to transition Jersey boy to Florida?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I got to get down there and feel out my way. But I'm telling you, a year ago, Gig, you should have an email. We do. It's Cove@the Gig or Cove
at paydayjones.com.
Yeah, Cove at paydayjones.com or payday at paydayjones.com.
That works,
or
too.
maybe even possibly the gig podcast at paydayjones.com.
I think that exists, and if it doesn't, it can.
Yeah, hit us up, yo. Or Covaltine is an old one that I never check. Any of my emails that you send me an email to, I'm not going to get it.
I promise.
I guarantee you I don't see it because I never check emails. I'm a in the real world kind of guy. The only time that I am on the internet is when I am on the internet on Monday nights.
Right.
A year ago, I would have told you that not caring about what I'm wearing is a preposterous idea.
Sure.
The freshest kid out here.
A lot's changed in that year, though.
A very important thing has changed. I've transitioned.
Okay.
I've transitioned.
What are your new pronouns?
Woo-ha. I got you home in check. I got on a dirt bicycle.
Oh, okay.
I got on a dirt bike.
Okay.
And as my dirt biking career has unfolded, the idea of spending $300 on a Ralph sweatsuit
Right.
I've foregone that idea for the idea that $300 could be put to upgraded tires or at the very least put into an account so I can make my way towards a new dirt bike.
Right.
Another new dirt bike.
Right.
Because I think I am, from here on out, I think I am a guy who collects dirt bikes.
You're just going to collect them.
Well, I'm going to ride them too.
I understand, but like,
but I'd like to get as many as I can.
you get yourself like a little showroom in the backyard with just a collection of kickstands all there.
Maybe put a checkered tile floor in the garage.
Okay.
And have that kind of be a showroom /
Big red
shop.
toolbox in the back with all the tools.
Yeah. Maybe a Yamaha flag in the back.
Right.
Maybe probably a Husqvarna
a checkered
flag.
and then whatever brands you like on the side there.
Yeah. Stickers all over everything. I think I'm a dirt bike collector.
All right, well, there you
I
go.
just don't yet have a collection.
And that, for the people out there listening, that's the important thing. 36 years old?
8.
38 years
Seven.
old? 37 years old?
37.
All those ages. And now you found your calling.
That is true.
Your calling comes to you when it comes to you. Don't press your luck.
Well, I knew from 14 that I was a dirt bike guy. It just took me until 38 to actually become the dirt bike guy. Which then brings me to a brief topic. I don't know. I know we got Abe in the building, and I apologize, Abe, because
He's a good man, actually.
and I didn't let that be known when I first seen him over there in the chat. I know Abe is a guy who likes to talk and listen bikes. If you don't talk and listen bikes, bear with us. We'll get past this quickly. We'll try and make it entertaining. I'm riding. Here's the thing. I went riding. I told you I have some dirt bike stuff to talk to you about.
Absolutely.
I go riding on Saturday. The clouds parted and the heavens shined down by way of my wife's mouth. And she said, watch yourself. That's my wife, dog.
I'm just trying to figure out where you're headed with that.
Behave yourself. She's a beautiful girl. She's a nice girl. By way of her, and out of nowhere, she goes, are you riding today? And I said, well, if that's what you want me to do, I will. I wasn't going to, but I will, since you asked, and that's obviously the direction you're trying to push me in. I will definitely ride today for you.
Can you please leave the house for a few hours? I'm getting sick of your shit.
So I go riding. And I link up with one of the kids who is always out there riding in Pine Hill.
Pine Hill gang?
One of the guys, that I don't know this kid's name.
Doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. But I see him enough that I know what he rides. Right. I know who his brother is. I know who his buddies are. So it's just, he's riding solo. I'm riding solo. We link up. We start riding together. He's way better than me.
Okay.
And he's on a KTM 300, which is more than 2 times the bike that I'm on.
All right.
So he's smoking me through the woods.
Sure.
Which is fine, because if he's smoking me, it makes me ride harder and therefore, making me a little bit of a better rider.
What do they say? Iron sharpens iron, right?
Exactly. So I'm chasing him, trying to keep up, which I can't really do. And we're having a fine and dandy time, me and him. We're hanging out. We ride for 15, 20 minutes. We post up somewhere. We go ride again. I lose him. I find him 20 minutes later, that kind of thing. So we go from spot to another spot. I'm like, we might as well hit the final spot in the trio.
Okay.
We might as well make it a trio. We'll go to the last spot, which is Camden County College Trails.
Okay.
And even if we just ride over to Camden County College Trails and touch down and then turn around and come back, fine. We'll just do that. It's late. It's getting late. It's 5:30 or so.
All right.
So we get there. We ride through the woods. He's like, you lead. I hate leading with a rider who's better than me.
Right. You feel like you're holding them back.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy. I'd rather chase you and be struggling to catch up than have you
feel like you're sucking the fun out of them because they got to go 20 when they can go 50.
Right, exactly.
I gotcha.
So we get there, and he's got me leading. And I'm like, I hate leading. I'd rather chase because, you're obviously on a better bike than me, and you're a better rider than me. I'd rather be trying. I tell him this. He's like, nah, it doesn't matter, dude. We're just riding trails. All right, if you say so, then then I'll lead.
Yeah.
So we get to what is probably my top 3 of my favorite trails in the area.
The one that ends at the Statue of Mary with the bleeding eyes?
Well, we're near there,
okay.
but it's not that one. Not that exact one.
Okay.
This trail is it's a snaking trail. It's pretty long. It's a pretty long section of trail given the size of the area that we're in. It's one of the longer sections of trail. And it's almost like a mountain trail because it's a lot of switchbacks.
Okay.
Right? So you're riding for probably about, I don't know, a quarter mile, and then it switches back, and it's snaking side to side, and then it switches back, and then it's snaking side to side.
Right.
And it switches back 3 or 4 times, and on your final one, it dumps you out into the main section of trail. However, the whole way while you're snaking side to side, you also have bushes growing along this trail. So you feel like you're basically surfing a tunnel, right?
Okay.
So once you get your speed up, you get your position, and you kind of lock into that bike, it's like you're flying through hyperspace in this trail. It's sick.
You're like Stun Runner.
Yeah, it's a super fun trail. It's one of my favorites. We ripped the whole thing, and I'm like, I'm feeling myself. Right? I'm like, yeah, I'm killing it right now. Like, I know that this guy's behind me thinking, I don't know what this guy's talking about. He's decent, right?
Right.
I know he's thinking that. He's got to be.
Because that's how he'd compliment me.
Yeah, obviously. Get to the end of the trail where it spits us out back towards the main pit.
Okay.
And there's a log there, which is, there's logs everywhere. It's never a big deal.
In nature.
Yeah. It's maybe 5 inches tall, maybe less, maybe even less than 5 inches.
Sure.
It's a small tree that fell.
Should be easy enough for you to traverse.
Should hop right over it.
Right.
Which I've done hundreds of times before.
Yeah, but you're being watched now.
Well, I hit it, and I pull the front tire up. I pull it up to get it over it. No problem. Right? Gets right over. I mistakenly gas it.
Hit the throttle.
Hit the throttle. I should have just let it kind of roll over.
Okay.
Because it had rained for like the previous 3 days. Everything is soaked.
Right.
So what happens is when you hit the throttle on a log that's that wet and slippery, instead of your tire gripping and going up and over, your tire spins and slides to the side.
Right.
My tire slides to the side and throws me off to the other side, dude. I go flying about 5-6 feet off of my bike.
All right.
I'm like, whoa! Land with a soft thud into basically a pile of like decomposing pine needles and leaves
and bodies
and a few and a few soft branches.
Sure.
It was actually a pretty comfortable landing. If I have to rate landings, it was at one of my better crashes.
10 out of 10 would crash again.
Yeah. All right, get up, I dust myself off. I'm good. I pull the bike up, no problem. He stops. You good? Yeah, I'm good. What do you want to do? You want to smoke, or you want to just, you want to stop and pause for a minute now that we're stopped, or you want to ride?
Right.
He's like, nah, we'll keep riding. All right, cool. I kicked that bitch. And instead of the regular, like, whoop, and idling like
Right.
I get. Was
the throttle
full?
stuck?
It was like full throttle immediately.
Okay.
And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa! I hit the kill switch.
Right.
The throttle was stuck. Right.
Okay.
So I'm like, damn it! I start jiggling it. It feels stuck.
Is that the side that the bike landed on? Like, did you mash the throttle?
The bike the throttle valve is on the left side of the bike.
Okay.
The throttle is the right side. It landed on the throttle valve side.
Okay.
And whatever happened in there, the throttle is now
something
sticking
open.
crazy.
Yeah.
We wind up now. We start taking it apart, trying to dissect and what's the word? Dissect and diagnose the problem.
Right.
We're doing the 2 Ds.
Yeah.
Actually, the 3 Ds.
3Ds.
Dissecting and diagnosing while looking like dummies.
Right.
Before dark, the 4 Ds.
Oh, for the 4
right
Ds,
before
yeah.
dark.
Yeah.
So the sun's starting to go down. We got about an hour that we're spending diagnosing this before we figure out what's going on, which is somehow inside of the cable housing, the cable has frayed.
Okay.
So you can pull the throttle back,
Right.
and the cable slides up through the housing.
Yeah.
But the barbs then stop it from going back down.
I had that happen to a car of mine once.
Yeah.
Because like the cable's just like a bunch of twisted steel.
Yep.
So like once it gets past, it kind of blooms open and then it doesn't come back. So you're either ripping or you got to shut it off.
Right. So I'm getting right from the rip. He looks at me with all dead seriousness and he's like, "Well, you could ride it home full throttle."
Yeah.
I'm like, "No." No.
Start barreling through red lights.
I'm like, if I ride this home full throttle, me and the bike are going to be broke. So we fix it, but then it sticks again. We fix it, then it sticks again. So it's dark at this point. We're working by phone light. It's like 7 o'clock. We're in heavy wooded cover.
Right.
I give up.
Is there even enough throttle that you could go like 2 miles an hour without it coming far enough out that it would bloom?
We tried to do that.
Okay.
Problem is that my bike is a little bit of a bucket.
Okay.
And
It
so
doesn't like to go it doesn't like to go
I
at
can't
speed.
I can't kick it into gear when the throttle is that low.
Understood.
You got to get it, and I don't know if all 2-strokes are this way, but mine sure is.
Right.
That you got to get that thing revved up so that you could kick it into first.
Gotcha.
So I finally give up, and I do the thing that I never do, which is call my wife to be my knight in shining armor.
Oh, jeez.
Please come save me,
Does
babe.
she have to come drive the pickup truck up to you?
I needed her to go get the bike ramp and drive. I had to walk this bike out of the woods a couple hundred yards and meet her at the street.
And then walk it up to the bed.
Yeah, then get it up in the truck, which I did. That's fine.
Yeah.
Ordered a new bike part. But it's the bike parts with this Husky don't come in for 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, where'd you have it shipped to?
Florida.
Oh, okay.
I put her cousin's name on it and shipped it down there.
All right.
So I don't have a bike until I get to Florida. But
You got the other one, don't you?
Yeah, but
Just, you get something.
I'll have something going
It's
on.
something while you're going through all this stress.
But this is where I'm thinking it's probably all reality. It's time for a new bike.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what the Husky was telling you.
Yeah.
It's like, I've served my purpose. Now you need to go on to bigger and better things. I have to let you go to let you grow.
I need a new Husky. I need a 2024 Husky. That way, all these little headaches that I keep dealing with my 15-year-old Husky,
They don't exist.
Exactly. So I'm working out how to swing it so that I think I might have to get rid of a bike in order to get a new bike.
Have you considered a GoFundMe or something like that?
Guys, send me money for a new bike. Which also reminds me of, I don't know, have you heard the story of the influencer Meatball?
Is this the guy who got shot?
No.
Okay, then no.
Meatball is a young heavyset woman
Okay.
from, I believe, North Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
And she was live streaming while they were ransacking the Apple store. Does this sound familiar to you?
Is she gonna watch a guy kind of go from the second floor to the first floor?
I don't know what she was doing.
Okay.
They locked her up,
Oh, okay.
and she came home after getting locked up asking her followers to donate some money now that she just did hard time
Cover
for
the bail
her part in the looting.
for doing nothing more than entertaining you.
Yeah. doing nothing more than entertaining you because now that she's free, she needs a new bag and got to get her hair did.
Yeah, and obviously she still doesn't have the Apple device she was trying to get.
And all I'm asking for is a new dirt bike.
Yeah.
No.
And for legal reasons and to use in the appropriate manner, not to, not to be out here causing chaos.
I ain't no meatball.
Right.
No, I would never. Which also brings me to think of, I haven't been living as a solution for anybody lately.
Oh man, those words hit home for me. I completely understand those words.
I am fully engulfed in what's going on with the move,
Right.
with what's going on at work, what's going on at fitness, and I was discussing with Cousin E at work today the concept of like, he was talking about, like when you're helping somebody else out, there's like a certain thing that happens in the world for you, whether it's inside of your mind or doors just open up. And I said, yeah,
right.
You're right. I have not been really doing much to better the community
Society.
around me. Yeah. Which maybe has been part of my downtrodden attitude on the world as of late.
Right.
I don't want to get into the bike thing, the bike charity that we have done yearly.
Okay.
But I am thinking there needs to be some kind of something should be addressed.
Okay.
In that lane. And I don't know what it is.
So you want to do something, taking up a collection to donate, give, gift something to someone who's deserving but can't afford.
I don't even know if it's that I want to take up collection. It may be that until I get working, maybe I gotta donate some time at the manatee shelter.
Well, you will have, or the cheetah shelter, or not the cheetah shelter,
Florida
the
Panther
shelter.
Yeah, I think I've changed. I've made another major life decision, which is I've changed my favorite animal from the sea turtle over to the Florida Panther.
Oh, to the Florida Panther.
Florida Panther, if you do some research on the Florida Panthers, they're actually a pretty amazing creature.
Yeah.
They were down to... Did we talk about this in the past 2 weeks?
We did.
Okay, we'll pass it then.
That's how I knew to mention it.
Yeah, we'll pass by that.
You think I just dumb luck that you were going to be interested in Florida Panthers?
Yeah. We're dealing with the pods. 1-800-PACK-RAT, actually, is the company we're dealing with. And I'm kind of like, do I need to get a trailer? Do I need a U-Haul in addition to that? And then it dawned on me, dude, a new business idea.
Okay.
I started a truck rental company.
Okay.
Right?
Go on.
And obviously the biggest name in truck rental.
U-Haul?
Of course.
Okay.
Their colors are...
Orange and black and white?
Yeah,
okay.
Orange. Orange is what I think of, but yeah, black and white as well.
Okay.
7-1 Rentals.
All right.
7 is the new orange. That's good, right?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, dude.
That's pretty good.
Got a lot of layers there, dude. Got a lot of layers, but people will get it, I think.
Since you won't have another active job when you first get there.
Yeah.
What about this, right?
Okay. Pretzels. Yeah, I know.
7-1 truck rental, we haul, right?
Ooh.
And then you come in, you got the truck, and you can rent me as well for X amount of dollars an hour to help you with whatever you were doing in the truck.
Are you unfamiliar with 7-1 Transportation?
I'm very familiar with 7-1 Transportation,
right.
But 7-1 Transportation doesn't offer you the truck as well. You're now offering the truck, and you're an optional add-on to the truck.
Well, I mean, yes. I'm with you there.
Okay.
That is kind of what 7-1 Transportation was.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought you always came with 7-1 Transportation.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Now you've branched out.
Oh,
now
you could get the truck by
I can call you up and
itself.
say, I just need the truck. Thank you very much. It's not very heavy. It's just big.
Yeah.
Or you can say, hey, I really need somebody to be on the other end of this furniture when I move it. Sure. It's $100 an hour. We haul.
And we service 2 areas because if you're in the South Jersey area, obviously we send Victor Coco to you.
Yes.
And he haul.
Right. They haul.
They haul. You haul.
Them haul.
We haul. Them haul. Him haul. He haul.
There you go.
7 is the new orange. Here's a cool thing that I heard of. Apparently, the moment that conception happens,
Okay.
a light is produced
Okay.
at the cell and the egg.
Right. The energy level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if this is in fact true,
Okay.
I got it from a source who tells me a lot of things,
Sure.
including, well, we won't get
A lot
into
of
all the
things.
things that I get from that source. It seems like it could be true
Okay.
from my very brief research
Sure.
that light happens the moment the sperm enters the egg.
Right.
Also, inside of that same lane, there's scientific evidence showing that the egg opens for one particular sperm.
Well, we kind of know that. Yeah. Like only one wins the race.
Yeah.
And there's, depending on how you're going at it, millions are being thrown at it, but only one's ever going to win the race.
Right.
For to get pregnant.
But it's not necessarily the first one there.
No, not at all.
It's just one particular one
Right.
that the egg goes, yo, hey, around the back door.
Right. Like,
Come over here. All these.
well, you can't do the back door, otherwise it'll never get to the egg.
That's true.
Yeah, it's like it's not necessarily the fastest one or the strongest one even. It's the one that basically that fits the puzzle
That
piece.
the egg wants.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm like thinking, it brings up an interesting concept in spirituality when you think of those kind of two aspects of the creation of life.
Okay.
The biggest thing that I'm wondering is whose dick was wearing a GoPro to get this information.
They have video of all that stuff, so.
That's what I'm saying. But the only way to get that video is to strap a GoPro to your hammer.
So here's the thing, right? Nowadays, no. Nowadays, they got cameras the size of pills.
Yeah.
But we've had this video for a long time. So
Right.
at some point, somebody had a whole VHS camera that they had to use for this and not even a GoPro.
Strap a GoPro to your bird.
This is what happened to all the dead hookers in the 70s is they were just filming videos and then they had to get rid of them when they were done
Yeah.
for science.
Don't wake buddy. Remember Don't Wake Daddy, the game?
No.
Oh, man, you don't remember Don't Wake Daddy?
No, I don't.
Don't Wake Daddy was a Hasbro or, Mattel game.
Milton Bradley.
Yeah, maybe Milton Bradley. Where you, rolled the dice, and then you had to, press the button on this plastic bed with a guy sleeping in it.
Okay.
And at some point, you press that button, and Daddy hops out of bed, and his hat flies off, and you lose.
And you screwed up.
Yeah, Don't Wake Daddy.
There's a whole lot of that. I don't know if it's now because I don't play as many board games, but in that generation, there's a whole lot of games based around you lose if you fuck up. Like there's not just okay, I got more points than you, so I win. It's,
Right.
Well, you killed the patient, so you lose.
That's true. Yeah.
You made the tower tumble down, and all the wood is on the floor now, so you lose.
Real don't fuck up type of games. I'm with you. I've been playing a game lately called Don't Wake Buddy,
Okay.
where I creep into the room first thing in the morning and try and get myself situated and try not to wake my 1-year-old son up in the process.
Right.
Now, this morning, because I'll sleep in bed with my wife. My son sleeps on the other side of her. We're vying for her attention. I'm at war for my wife's attention with a 1-year-old.
For the rest of your life.
Which is fine, because I don't want all that much attention
You
from her.
feel like that now, but get back to me in 10 years.
I did 7. I've done 7.
That's not 10 more. That's not 17.
Plus 1. I'm at 8. Actually, Stadia's about to be 8 plus the 1 with. I'm at 9, dude. So I mean.
No, it's concurrent, not consecutive.
Oh, all right. So I sleep in bed. I go out to the couch usually around 3 in the morning to prepare myself for when it's time to wake up.
Okay.
Right? 3 in the morning, I go out and lay on the couch, and then 4 in the morning, I wake up.
Okay.
4 in the morning, I go in to get my watch, spritz myself with a little bit of Lacoste white, maybe polo red if I'm feeling funky
Well,
that day.
now that you're wearing their T-shirts, you might as well hit them with the scent.
Well, Lacoste white is my everyday scent.
Oh, okay.
It's phenomenal. I don't know if you've ever smelled or worn. I'm sure you've smelled it because I wear way too much cologne.
Right.
So, but it is it's a good scent for a little bit of everything.
Okay.
Good for the gym.
Right.
Good for
So
going to work.
Right down the middle.
It's an everyday scent. I got to put on my Apple Watch. So I got to go into the room and get these things so that I can then head to the gym and start my day.
Yeah.
This morning I walk in and I'm walking across the room to get my Apple Watch and Buddy jumps
Pops
out of
up.
bed.
Sensor went off.
And I look and he stares me dead in my eyes, dude. He fucking locks eyes with me. And I'm frozen in fear, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Because if Buddy's up, if Buddy awakens at this hour,
That's your responsibility.
yeah, after I've already drinking pre-workout, like I'll drink the pre-workout before I leave, so at that half-hour interval when it kicks in, I'm
You're
walking
already-
into the gym.
Right.
It's the closest feeling I have to coming out of the tunnel onto the football field.
Right.
Is when I'm on pre-workout,
Right.
walking out of the locker room
Bring
into
the
the
paper
gym.
and hang it on the door for when you walk in. You can break
Break through it. Yeah. He locks eyes with me. I freeze in fear.
Right.
And I'm thinking, like, it's still dark in here.
Right.
Could quite possibly still be fully asleep.
Right. And he hasn't made a noise yet.
Right.
So I got yeah, you got to freeze. It's like whatchamacallit? What animal is it that if you a bear? It's like a bear. If you don't move, they can't see you.
Yeah. So he's staring me dead in the grill.
Right.
And I'm scared, right? Because I don't want to have to deal with it. So I freeze. I'm dead still, and I wait. And it's a good... This 25 seconds felt like 25 minutes, cuz... And my heart's beating now because I'm amped up off of fucking pre-workout.
You're double pumped.
And he's staring me down with fucking hazy eyes, dude.
Right.
And I'm like, I hope this kid doesn't wake. I hope he doesn't make a move.
He's got the high noon eyes.
And sure, he doesn't. I lucked out this day because he just turned over and went back to sleep. And I was like, the sigh of relief was like, great. Because the worst thing in the world would be trying to keep a baby quiet at 4 a.m. while I'm jazzed up on C4 pre-workout.
It's like Smokey sneaking into Debo's room to steal his money on Friday. And he wakes up for a second and takes a sip of the water and goes back to sleep.
It was scary.
Treacherous.
Don't wake Buddy.
No.
Who wants to be a millionaire?
Well, I still do.
If you guys are looking for footage of Payday as a younger, handsomer man,
I don't know about him.
that's his words.
But I was definitely younger.
That's your words, dude. You said I looked great.
I looked fantastic.
Yeah.
It's the hair mostly is the thing. Like the hair of all that shows in that picture of my aging. Like I don't know, but I don't feel like my face is like super aged from there. Like I'm not real wrinkly or anything like that.
No, but you're definitely younger in that.
Oh, for sure. I'm not.
Yeah.
But like it's not like
You're tighter
it's
skinned.
It's not night and day.
No.
But the hair is just like I'm wistful when I see that hair.
So if you want to see a young Payday, I think he's bringing it up on the screen right now, but you can watch our good friend lose $1 million on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. It's now available on YouTube.
Oh.
If you want to see how much of a loser P really is. I know you guys think this guy he's got a lot of good... Guys have said... Pay's good. He's got a level head on his shoulders. He's got a solid view on things.
Right.
Guy has good feedback for you. You know, they think you're a winner. Until, of course, they go look at your Who Wants to Be a Millionaire movement. The link is in the comments.
Well, don't you have to grow into being a winner? Like you can't. You're not born a winner.
Bro, I've been winning since the jump, dog.
All right.
Obviously, the first thing you do in life is win.
Win the race.
Yeah. First thing you do is win. There's no reason to stop winning after you start.
Right.
So Pay walked away with $3,200.
1,000.
After taxes and I know your mom
24,000.
asked you for some, and a couple buddies borrowed some money. So
my dad,
3,200.
my dad took some and then turned around and died on me, so I never got it back.
That's what's up.
Yeah. The rest of it I blew in very spectacular fashion here and there and bought a car.
Well, what were you? Fucking 23 years old?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do the math in my head quickly, but that's about right. 23, 25, somewhere in there.
So, I mean, what would you expect? It was your destiny to blow that 32 grand.
I was talking with my son about it the other day, and I'm comparing myself to my friends that I grew up with.
Yeah.
And all of them are doing significantly better than I am.
Mm-hmm.
One of them's worth about $50 million. The other one is probably worth about $1 million, $1.5 million. I'm worth whatever's in my wallet on the day you catch me.
Right. I understand the struggle.
And the biggest thing that they had that I feel like I didn't have, and I'm not blaming or anything, is like the one kid, his father was an accountant.
Yeah.
So he had a hawk eye on every dime that came in. The bar mitzvah money went right into a savings account, like all that stuff.
Well, I mean, you said it. Right. I mean,
Yeah, I understand.
You know.
And the other one, his father owned his own business.
He's been saving every dollar since before his bar mitzvah.
And the other one, his father owned his own business, so he was always good at counting the money and keeping things organized. He owned a hardware store.
Are either of these buddies the guy that I did some work for?
Yes. One of them is, yes.
Gotcha.
I didn't have that guidance.
Right.
But I did, because my dad's friend was an accountant, and when I first came home with the money, he was like, you should do X, Y, and Z with it, and by the time you're 50, you'll be a millionaire.
Yeah.
It's easy, slow build, and you just forget that you ever won the money. And I was like, yeah, but I want to buy a car.
Yeah.
And I screwed up.
I want to party now.
Yeah, the guidance was I want to go down to Atlantic City every single week and play blackjack.
Yeah.
So the guidance was there to really change the outcome of my life, even with that comparatively small amount of money.
Yeah.
But I did not take any of that advice.
Yeah. I had this conversation recently that I was not taught the things that I am digging up now financially.
Right.
Because now that we are going to receive a chunk of, well, at some point, whether that's sooner or later, receive a chunk of money for selling this house. I'm doing some financial research into things like CDs,
Right.
High interest accounts,
Right.
market accounts,
Money market funds, things like that. Yeah.
different things like
Hedge
that,
funds.
to kind of understand where I should put a bulk of this money that I am
Put it all in Bitcoin.
going to get. I'm putting it all in GameStop, dude.
Oh, okay. To the moon.
Yeah.
I think Nokia is the next one, they say.
Okay. Yeah, Nokia's, they seem like they're growing. I didn't have, I'm finding this all out now.
Right.
Life experience is in the building.
He's a good man, actually.
Whoa. I am overly joyous to see Life Experience, my man, who we don't know if Life Experience is my man.
We've not solved that puzzle
He
yet.
may be my woman, but we don't know. Life
Right.
Experience is
He's been the mystery
The
for the
enigma.
last 3 years. Yeah.
Life Enigma, we'll call him. He says Bitcoin will skyrocket. Maybe so.
That's the prevailing thought, but
I'm
it's
more
still
leaning.
you don't want to do that with
No,
this
no.
money.
I'm leaning more towards a traditional investment. I'm leaning towards a CD.
Something low risk.
Yeah. I'm leaning towards a CD, a 24-month CD. I put it there. I let it make a few dollars.
Right.
And then it's there for the down payment on a house or the investment into a house for a real estate flip.
Okay.
But this conversation came up between me and my wife, was like, I didn't learn anything. I have no financial literacy.
Right.
All the money that I get, I spend.
Yeah.
And I don't get a lot, which means that, it's easy to spend it all.
Sure. It's quick. You can be fast about it. You get it
Spend
done
it
by
all-
Saturday night.
Spend it all easy and quickly.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, they should have taught this stuff to us as teenagers. And me personally, they may have tried to teach this to me as a teenager, but I wasn't receptive to financial guidance at 16.
Well, that's a big part of the problem. Like my father and my mother persistent, you should save that money. You shouldn't blow that money now.
Yeah.
You're going to need that money later. No specific game plan for it, but
Right.
just you shouldn't be buying that because you're going to throw it away in a month anyway. So just keep the money in the bank.
Right.
But there was no there was nothing in high school like this is how your credit works and all these sort of things that are
Right.
that ultimately once you get to a certain age, it's extremely important to understand. And you're just supposed to at 24, no one cares because you're out partying all the time. At 25, you better know everything about money. Otherwise, you're screwed.
Right. So I didn't learn it because I was wowing.
Right.
My parents are pretty financially responsible,
Okay.
but nobody told me that you can put your money in places where it turns into more money either.
Right.
Nobody said, hey, if you...
Sure they did. You buy a brick and then at the end of the month you can flip it.
They did tell me about that. Matic blockchain will run the gaming world. I'm sure that... I don't doubt that investing in some sort of blockchain, coin or whatever you call them, is a good idea. For me personally, I would have to have a couple of different investments before I get to ready for blockchain.
That's like casino money at that point for you.
They cannot teach speculation for investment advice. There's a legal liability.
Which is fair that they can't teach you specifics, but they can teach you that it exists, that there's things out there and there's ways out there to passively grow your money, or at the very least keep it safe.
Right. Yeah, they
from
can't.
your own grubby hands.
I understand the idea of we can't say to you, hey, put your money in Amazon stock.
Right. But you can explain how Amazon stock works.
Right. And why maybe that's a thing to think about.
Right.
But it goes, now we go back into this this concept that there's definitely a ever increasing gap between the rich and the poor.
No question.
And the upper echelon of the financially stable don't feel like they don't feel any responsibility, or they almost feel responsibility to not teach the lower echelon about these things.
Try and deny it. Yeah, and I think you're right, but also for some of this stuff that we're talking about, if we're not in it, they can't profit off of it. So there's this narrow window of we want you to understand how these certain things work because we want to take your money.
Well, yeah, some of that's true, but I also think if you were in the money market, you're in the stock market.
Right.
They don't care if our money's in the stock market.
No,
they care that we're spending money on Amazon buying
driving the stock
decorations
up.
for the house that's already decorated.
Yeah, well, for the other season.
You need 2 ice cream scoopers because this one matches our Christmas decorations.
It's got a pumpkin-colored handle.
Yeah, there you go. So, I'm trying to get myself a little bit more financially literate, which then makes me dream. I'm dreaming so hard.
You gotta. It's all that's going to keep you alive for the rest of your life.
Of making enough money that I don't have to be responsible with it.
Right.
And everything can still be okay.
Truly getting to the FU level.
Yeah, not even the FU level. Just look, I'll be happy if the bills are paid.
Right.
I can buy a new bike every year for my collection that I'm starting. The bills are paid. I can buy a new bike, and I can put enough in so that I can retire one day.
Right.
And then maybe a vacation too.
Yeah.
But I don't need. I don't.
You got to get to the point where
$300 a year.
You got to get to the point where buying that bike just isn't even a, all right, well, if I buy the bike, how does it work out financially? Just, oh yeah, today's the day I buy a bike, and you just go buy the bike, and that's that.
Buy it cash out, right?
And no one comes around and says, you could have told me you were buying that bike today because I had to do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Just that's the level you want to be at. Is today's bike day, and that's that. Period.
Apparently, we found Victor Coco's second passion, which is trading in the stock market. Victor Coco, we thought he was only a sports guy.
He's apparently an
but
FA,
he's
too.
also listening. Apparently, he's listening in the boiler room.
He's Merrill Lynch.
Victor
Lynch.
He's a good man, actually.
Victor Lynch, listening in the boiler room. Very well then. So whatever. You know what I mean?
Word.
I was at a wedding where they had They had good food.
This weekend?
Yeah, Friday.
Oh, okay.
Steph's cousin got married.
All right.
It was down at the Pinelands Golf Course. It's just a golf course out there in the middle of nowhere, Hamilton.
I would assume. I just didn't know where it was. Okay.
It was nice, and they had these phenomenal little seared tuna bites during cocktail hour that they were walking around with.
Okay.
I chose not to drink any cocktails.
Oh.
I'm lying.
Had to drive?
No, I'm lying because I did have a Bailey's after dinner.
That doesn't count.
No, I didn't think
That's
it
just a desertif.
That's how I feel about it. But I was not blown away, but I was interested to see that during cocktail hour they had a back deck and then like the inside of the venue, and they had these big glass garage doors that open so you could walk in and out.
Okay.
On the back deck they had a bowl full of Perdomo Habana cigars.
Okay.
Nice cigars.
Sure.
Mixed in with that bowl of cigars was pre-rolled joints for the taking.
Oh, yeah. The pre-rolls are a big deal these days.
You could smoke reefer at a wedding now
Apparently,
without anybody
yeah.
fucking caring.
In Jersey, yeah.
Life experience coming in with a little experience for your life. For every 1 ounce of silver, 100 silver stock goes on the market. It's a scam. Yeah, I mean, I don't know particularly the ins and outs of how that's a scam. I trust life experience is telling us truth, but I do know that money in general is a scam, but it's a game that you have to play. There's a lot of scams in the money world.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole money world is a scam.
But you got to play the game.
Right.
TWD rule number 8.
Rule number 8.
If you
coming in hot.
If you ain't working, you damn sure better be working out.
Right.
You know? This is the crux. Productivity and discipline is the crux of a TWD's moral repertoire.
Okay.
So, you wake up in the morning, you don't have a thing to do or a place to go.
Then you got something to do and a place to go.
You better make a thing to do, which, in my opinion, the best thing to do would be to go lift some heavy things and then put them down repetitively.
Over and over. Just to make sure they're where they belong.
As we've often talked about, there's a major difference when I wake up and just whatever.
Right.
Versus when I wake up at 4 a.m., go to the gym, lift. No matter how much I do or don't lift, how strong of a workout it is.
Right.
It's still a Prozac for the day.
There's some juice in the accomplishment of getting up on time and getting to where you wanted to be and doing what you wanted to do, and at the time slots that you needed to, so you can accomplish the rest of your day. It just
puts my brain in the place in the mode of action.
You're a shark.
Yeah. Otherwise, on particular weekends when I lose at the game of Don't Wake Buddy.
Right. It's harder on the weekends.
My backup for Don't Wake Buddy doesn't usually come in until about 10 a.m.
Right.
At which point I've been sitting around watching Florida hunting videos.
For 6 hours.
All morning long, doing absolutely nothing that's productive, and it ruins my whole day.
Well, you're preparing for your new life. You're not doing absolutely nothing. That's how you're going to feed the family when you get down there.
By hunting.
You guys want some gator steaks? Let's go.
I want to get a stand-up 2-stroke jet ski. They exist. They're rare, but they exist.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
After I get a new dirt bike, maybe then my next toy will be a stand-up 2-stroke
You're going to head out to the waves?
I think I'm more of the same way, right? That motocross on a closed circuit doesn't particularly interest me.
Right.
Although I'm gaining a little more interest in it. But as far as riding motocross, I don't have that much of an interest in it. Mm-hmm. But the open trail calls me.
Yeah.
Beckons my name.
Sure.
So I want to get on that dirt bike and just ride.
Sail.
I've been going satellite in the area of Florida where we're at.
Okay.
Satellite searching trailheads.
Okay.
I found a whole abandoned neighborhood that was supposed to be a retirement development, and now it's just dirt overgrown dirt
It's all
roads.
overgrown and everything?
Yeah.
I think we got the new podcast.
Yeah, it's nice, dude. It looks good. And it's got a little bit of asphalt and packed trail, so I could take either bike there. Why was I saying that? Because
you wanted to tell us about how you want to go out on the water and how you're being fiscally responsible and how you get up in the morning and work out.
The water. The same way that I'm not into motocross, I'm not into like getting out in the ocean and driving around in circles on a
Right.
4-stroke jet ski that you sit down on and your wife rides on the back.
Right.
However, the idea of being on a 2-stroke stand-up jet ski and perusing the canals throughout Florida, that appears like kind of adventuring through the alleyway, the water alleys. I am the alleyway admiral, so
You
it
are?
does make sense that I, make my waves in the water alleys.
Well, if you start doing that, let me know because I'm not doing a stand-up, but I'll wave runner right behind you the whole time.
Life Experience
And they
asks,
have 2-stroke wave runners.
Life Experience asks, what happened to Biz?
The floor is yours, sir.
I am asking you what happened to Biz.
As far as I understand it, Biz enjoyed his time on the show,
Yeah.
but he felt that it had come to an end.
Yeah.
So he inserted himself into conversations he didn't need to
Yeah.
and ended it.
I don't remember what happened to Biz.
Oh, I remember exactly what happened. I just don't feel like talking about it.
No,
on the show.
no. I don't think it's necessary. I do remember it ended with the fact that Biz was going to start his own show.
Right.
So I don't know if he has or he has not,
I don't
but
see
it's worth a look.
any evidence that he has.
Yeah.
But also I don't see any evidence that he hasn't.
That's very well put. We still, Biz is fine.
I got no problem with him.
No.
I chat him every now and then.
Biz be bizzin'.
Yeah.
You can always expect a Biz to get busy. I mean, do you have any? We can circle back to this. I don't know if we discussed enough of it for your liking. Things that make you from the Northeast.
Oh, it's a quick thing, so why not? Because it was one I didn't know. Over the course of my career, I've talked to a lot of strangers.
Yeah.
Like an inordinate amount. And
I don't believe that.
every now and then
You hate talking to people.
I know, but when it's your job, there's nothing, what else you supposed
Fair
to do?
enough.
I've been caught.
Thank you, life.
I've been caught every now and then, somebody from somewhere else in the country, hey, what part of Philadelphia are you from? I can tell when you're talking. Okay, so I got whatever, the tri-state accent, whatever it is.
Yeah. At least you don't have the Baltimore accent.
Oh, that's the worst. That's like a devolved, whatchamacallit accent.
That's caveman Philly.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Baltimore is Neanderthal, Delaware County accent.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's a devolved Delco accent.
Yeah.
So I was talking to this guy, and he's from Iowa.
Okay.
And halfway through the conversation, he goes, "What part of the Northeast are you from?" And I figured, I must have said something in a Philadelphia accent.
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, that's not it." So I'm asking him questions like, "Did you receive the letter that we sent you?" "Yes, I got it." "All right, excellent." "Did you do this and that and the other thing?" "Okay, great, excellent." He said, "Only people from the Northeast put that excellent in there." Like, and I never picked up on that, but like, so I ask you a question, you answer in the positive, I'm happy for you, excellent, good to hear that. And that's strictly a Northeast thing, and I had no idea.
You would think that would be a thing more associated with a friendlier part of the country.
Right, because that does sound like a very polite thing, like, oh, I'm excited for you this information is positive.
But in reality, it's not a polite thing.
No.
It's like, good, I thought you were going to be an asshole.
Right.
It's excellent that you did that because
thank goodness.
Right. Because I was expecting you to really do something the other way. I thought you were going to be a real dickhead.
It's the Northeast, bless your
Yeah.
heart.
And as it turns out,
No, God bless.
what's this one? I don't remember what this one is.
No disrespect.
Yeah, of course not.
Right.
What do you have 1 beats? Do you have 2 beats?
Well, I had the one I came
How
in
many
with.
times does your heart beats tonight?
I have the one that I came in with. I don't know if you were paying attention to it because you were prepping and everything. And it was written for a very specific reason. So I don't know that it's my best work, but I think it fills the bill. And then we can do the one that you heard, the ones you heard last week.
All right, let's talk about them. Yeah, let's talk about them.
So
we got some. Let me. Let me hype the crowd up for you, dog.
Floor is yours.
Don't come in here trying to hype your own crowd. Does Primo come in talking to? No, Primo had Guru.
Talks with his hands.
Did Cool Herc talk to the? No, he had Busy Bee.
Right.
Or Hollywood,
One of them.
Hollywood Theodore or somebody. Did Dr. Dre rap? Yeah, he did, but
it
also
wasn't his words.
Yeah, he also had guys like M and 50 Cent to gas him up.
Right.
Who else? Did DJ Scribble had Carson Daly?
Sure. For the Scribble Hour.
Yeah. What else do we got? DJ, what's his name, had Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah.
Who's he?
I forget, but isn't he dead?
I think you might. Touchtone? No, Touchtone's the blind DJ.
Okay.
And he had the guy on the radio. He had the radio voice that talks between songs.
Right. Yeah.
DJ Touchtone. America's #1 blind DJ. So what we have here, people, is a great, excellent New Jersey legend. He's excellent. Great.
Bless your heart.
Bless his heart. God bless.
Bless.
Payday has been, if you're new to the program, Payday, thanks for all you did on the gig live. I appreciate your music all the time. And that is very true. Victor Life Experience said it. We support you guys. Victor Coco doesn't have to say it because we know it.
He's here every week to let us know.
Aid is hiding in the shadows, and we know that he's there. We know the same thing, and we appreciate all of you gentlemen. Now, back to the more important stuff, which is that Payday has occasionally showed up with what can only be described as abandoned barn burners. He's coming here blowing the roof off of this joint a few times a year, we'll say.
That seems fair.
Sometimes we did it often. Sometimes we stretched it out. But Payday comes in. He blows the attic out of this building. And I knew you were here, Aid. I knew it. I knew you were in the shadows, dude. I know what's going on, though. We've been doing this for a while. I told him, I said, Pay, we're signing off for quite some time after this evening. So you need to come with some heaters. Now, usually when I tell Pay, you got to come with some heaters, he fails miserably.
It's the pressure. I need to work with no pressure on my head.
Let's see if he's going to fuck this up, or at the end of it, we can say to him, great, excellent. Pay, what do you got? Talk to me.
All right, I'm going to kick it off with one that I actually brought for tonight because I thought we were broadcasting under other circumstances, which would have required something a little off my usual. But so here's this one.
Which I will say, before we start that, one of the original gigmen, our buddy Prof, is dealing with a situation with his family. Otherwise, he would be here.
Yeah.
So if I was a praying man, I'd be praying for him. But I'm not.
Put the positive vibes out there.
Put the positive vibes. I am the righteous experiment. So I'm an enlightened devil. Carry on. What do you got?
Here we
Hit
go.
it. This sounds like enlightened devil music here.
Payday.
Starting that way.
Payday.
Payday loves his
Payday's here and
guitar.
the check is in the mail.
Oh, that's funky. I got an Echo hoodie on. Pulled up. Probably one of the old school spandex ski masks that you pull up out of your neck over your face. And a little satchel on my side. Probably the satchel's made maybe by Vans. Some kind of skate company satchel. But there's no skateboard parts in that joint. Filled with all Montana Gold cans. Fat Caps, New York Skinnies. But it's only got 3 colors. Black, chrome, and bright orange. And I'm out there running a route down Broad Street, putting meaner oneer on every goddamn thing not moving. And then every third tag, I'm putting meaner with pay. Because even though he's not there, you still gotta get your boy's name up, because that's how this thing is. That's how this thing is done. This is funky. This is hard. This is hip hop. This is a head nodder.
That's what I was gonna feel like.
Well, and
Clean for somebody to be able to freestyle.
Yeah.
If they felt the need.
it's good and clean, but also for something thrown together so quick, very well mastered. The EQing on it is magnifique. I like it. I'm with it.
See, the ones that I don't think are going to come off right, you like them better than the ones that I think you should love.
Happens every time. Without fail, happens every time. That John was a cypher banger, dude.
All right.
That belongs...
Is that Juvie music level?
We got so many good joints for Juvie music that I don't...
Is that a Juvie music 2 level?
It's maybe 2.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll tell you what it is. That belongs as the sound bed of a Raw Sasta Random Show mixtape.
Okay.
You know? Somebody, some no-name dust bucket dope boy from deep in North Philly who rhymes like you wouldn't believe.
Right.
Just rapping over it on a corner somewhere.
I'm with it.
With a hoodie with a hole in it and a bunch of crack in his pocket.
He's got to make money.
And even though he's a dope boy and his whole focus is selling crack, he also has an ill hand style.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of dude.
Yeah.
And he could rap his ass off.
He's got time during the day to practice.
Yeah, that's where that belongs.
All right. I'm going to drop it off on the way home.
All right.
Hit you another one?
Yeah, please do.
I'm going to stick with sitar theme.
Might as well go. Keep going with the sitar. Why would you stop now? You had a sitar hit on the last one.
That's right.
You're going to be the biggest thing in India, dog.
I'm trying for that.
2024.
There's a ton of people there.
2024, bro. You're going to be the illest producer in India. I promise you that.
Ganji's God.
Payday's here and the check is in the mail.
I can see you on the outskirts of Mumbai on a KTM Duke 390. Like like an Indian gangster, bro, right? Like, I feel like the most thugged out of Indians in Mumbai are probably good Muslim brothers, so they got the white pants on with the long sleeve white linen button up. You're in one of those, just riding on a like a souped up Indian moped of some sort. Like you got the ill, like whatever. It's like it's something that we never heard of in America.
Right.
But if you got one in India, yeah, it's huge in India.
Like a tati.
Yeah. And you stop at the roti spot in your white linen on your souped up moped, and you got so much love on the outskirts of Mumbai. You stop at the roti spot and they won't let you pay. They just give you as many roti as you want for free.
Whatever you need.
Indian bad man. I don't think it works like that, but whatever.
We can find out.
And obviously, after you step out of the roti spot, you're on your souped up moped headed towards northern India. It's tropical. The roads are mad dusty. It's sweaty, filthy grit.
That's what the dirt music is.
Just dirt music, dude. Indian dirt road music, cause abandoned.
That's a whole new genre that hasn't been explored yet.
Abandoned Pakistani building music. This is like whatever the Wigger equivalent to a jihadist is. That's this kind of music, bro. like acts like a jihadist, but there's not quite exactly a jihadist.
Right.
That's what this is about. This music.
I hear you.
I told you we were going to talk about jihadists.
Yeah, you had mentioned it in the.
And listen, you're listening to it. You're a jihadist listening to it, a knockoff jihadist. You're obviously sitting in your office writing a manifesto.
Well, yeah, you gotta. If you don't write it down, you can't bring it to fruition. You gotta realize it in order for it to work.
Yeah,
everybody knows that. I give you one more. We'll stick with the. I think we're sticking with the Sitar family.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Victor's leaving us early.
I know.
He's trying to get us off the air.
He's trying to. He's trying
to shut us down.
We got 4 minutes, Victor. We're going to 10. All right.
Let's hear it. That's Sitar-esque for sure. Are you a Sitarist?
Not that I know of, but it certainly seems like that
It's
tonight.
Sitar-esque from a sitar rest. My sister's a Taurus. My mom used to have a Taurus. It was green. She played Neil Diamond. It was Boris. Peace to Bullwinkle, Nadia, and Boris. My girl's grandma was a florist. It's all true stories.
All right, thank you. I know that's a poetic license, but
bro, I thought the last one was jihadist music. Bro, right now I'm in the back room at a bazaar in Afghanistan.
Got your vest on?
Vested up. Not the bomb vest, the bulletproof vest.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of sheiks out front in the front room selling AKs, just lined up.
Sure.
Lined up like produce on a stand out front of you. And across the way, where they sell lamb and goat and mutton chops, if you ask him, he'll take you into the back and you could buy some of that good Afghani dope and walk to the post office next door and ship it to New York City. And the whole time this beat is playing in the box, inside of the brick. You got a brick of dope, this music is inside of that brick of dope. So when that brick gets to the Bronx and they start chopping it down and you're in an apartment deep in the Bronx with a Dominican dude named Eduardo, this music comes out in every bag. And when it makes its way to the block and it's getting sold on a corner, broken down into dime bags that used to be a dime, back when dime bags used to be a dime, and every junkster starts sniffing it, they sniff this music